there is a good reason why nature sounds pleasant to our ears. Part of the answer lies in how our brains interpret the noises we hear, as either threats or non-threats. Certain sounds, such as screams and loud alarm clocks, can hardly be ignored. Yet, other sounds, such as the wind in the trees and the waves lapping ashore, can be easily tuned out. This goes without saying, but loud noises will definitely make our sleeping experience unpleasant. Perhaps even more important than volume is the character of a sound, as it determines whether it triggers the brain's vigilance system or not. For instance, although the sounds of crashing waves can vary considerably in volume, the sound waves rises and falls smoothly in intensity. That's a stark contrast to a piercing sound, which reaches peak loudness almost instantly. In a 2012 study, Dr. Buxton observed the following in the hospital settings. Even at low volumes of around 40 decibels, a whisper, or the alarms of a hospital equipment, arouses study participants from shallow sleep 90% of the time. Meanwhile, the sound of a helicopter and traffic, even when reaching 70 decibels, did not wake participants as frequently as alarms and ringing phones, which again feature that jarring no noise to peak noise delivery. This sensitivity to the sudden change of noise could be a trait that we inherit from our early ancestors. We are biologically hardwired to respond to noises that come out of nowhere because they can be very bad news. The crackling sound of the fireplace is often associated with warmth and reassurance. This response to fire is actually an evolutionary adaptation. For early humans, fire provided heat, helped with hunting, warded off predators and insects, illuminated dark places, facilitated cooking, and also encourages social behavior. It's no wonder why we have a positive response to the flickering light, crackling sound, warmth, and the distinctive smell of firewood. The sound of nature are also associated with relaxation and well-being. In another study, the subjects were requested to perform a task while listening to a series of natural and man-made environments. From the study, the fMRI scan shows that there's a decrease in the body's sympathetic system response and an increase in the parasympathetic response. In other words, the sound of nature dampens our fight or flight system and encourages the rest and digest system. When it comes to artificial sounds, there are various ambiances that we find pleasant too. You have probably heard or read about colored noises, such as white noise, pink noise, and brown noise. Sound waves can be deconstructed into two components, which is frequency and amplitude. All the different colors of sound vibrate at different frequencies, and their names are loosely analogous to the colors of light. Colored noises are like muffling blankets of sound. They are used to mask other sounds by making them less significant. Coming back to the analogy of light, white light contains all the wavelengths of the visible spectrum, while white noise contains all the frequencies audible to the human ear. White noise, probably the most well-known among all the colored noises, sounds like the static you hear on an unused TV channel. White noise encompasses all of the frequencies any person can possibly hear. It's about 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. Pink noise is white noise as well, but with reduced higher frequencies. It resembles the sound of steady rainfall or wind. It is often considered to be much more soothing than white noise, which some people might find unpleasant. Last but not least are the brown noise. Brown noise lowers the higher frequencies even more. It sounds dampened compared to white noise, but somehow stronger, comparable to the sound of hard ocean waves or the sound of a distant large waterfall. Unlike its other siblings in the color family, brown noise got its name from the Brownian motion and does not refer to the color brown. There is also a black noise, As black color is the absence of visible light, black noise is the informal term used to describe the lack of noise. As such, silence is not golden, but black. To sum it up, there are a few factors on why we find a sound pleasant to listen to. They are often sounds that are familiar to us, and we associate them with positive memories, whether or not it's evolutionary. This sound also doesn't carry any information. After a while, our brain infer that we don't need to do anything and tune the noise out. That's why it's very relaxing. Finally, these sounds features a gradual rise and fall in loudness. It doesn't have an abrupt change in its volume intensity. Sounds with these properties are music to our ears, whether they are natural or artificial. This might or might not be the very last Wednesday presentation in Picto history. Either way, I'd like to give a big shout out to everyone out there who has spent time and effort to research and prepare about their Wednesday presentation subjects. Kudos to all of you folks out there for making it interesting, unique, and insightful. You've all been truly wonderful. Have a Merry Christmas and a wonderful holiday. See you guys next year.